Hi, it's Stu from Goulburn Solar, and welcome to our showroom. We're really excited to be able to give you a bit of an insight into who we are. As your local solar specialist since 2009, Goulburn Solar are here to give you some information and make sure that you make the right decisions. We're going to introduce you to our team, to our products, and to our vision. So welcome.
It's always been a dream of mine to actually have a solar company. So in about 2009, I happened to contact an ex-Qantas friend of mine who was running a solar company up in Queensland. And he said, why don't you start doing stuff down here? So I thought, that's a great idea. And I sold 109 units within 6 weeks of never seeing a solar panel. So that was the beginning of my career, as it were, into the solar industry. And it's grown since then.
I started with Goulburn Solar in 2019, and my role here initially was to help out in the office. Then I progressed into an apprenticeship role. So I've become an electrician just the end of last year. So I did my full apprenticeship with Goulburn Solar. Love it. It's one of those industries where you can go out and not just sell, but educate people on the benefits to the customer, the company itself, and then the environment as well. I think being a part of renewables is an awesome opportunity. It's a growing industry, and I think that it's only just going to become bigger and more involved as things change with electricity and coal and of course climate change and stuff like that.
When we're installing a solar system, there are a few components that we're installing. The first one is the solar panels, and they are on your roof. So the solar panels will generate electricity from sunlight. That power is transferred through to an inverter, which is located on your wall. And from that point, there is electricity available that the house will use. So solar works by generating electricity that the house will use first. Any excess electricity that you're producing will continue its way to the grid, and you do get a credit for that power that's being sent to the grid. If you were installing a solar battery, that is what absorbs all of that additional solar electricity that would otherwise go to the grid, and it allows you to use that electricity later in night time. Our process is very customer centric. We encourage customers to come to our showroom. This is what sets us apart from online companies. We have a space where people can come to visit. Our first part of the process is a consultation. So this is a sit down and an in-depth discussion with you one-on-one to discuss your needs, look at your house, look at your electricity consumption, and find a solution that suits you best. For a lot of people, this is the first time that they are installing solar. So they have a lot of questions. So we find that this one-on-one time is a really great opportunity to ask those specific questions specific for their needs and help us determine what they want, what they need, and how we can achieve that as well. After the consultation, we'll develop an in-depth quote. So that quote will include details of how many panels, what inverter brands you're getting, all of your warranties, and what's included in your quote. So systems from Goulburn Solar, these include a site visit, which is step number 2. So after you have received your quote and you're happy to proceed, we will do a site visit at your house where an electrician will come and take a look specifically at your meter box, at the roof, and they make sure that the proposal that was planned in store is going to work in the real world. If any changes are required following that site visit, we will let you know. Most of the time we find that all houses are solar ready. In some scenarios, for customers that may have old meter boxes or old wiring or cabling, they may need additional electrical work, and they would be identified at the site visit. Every new solar system that's installed needs to be approved by the distributor. So in New South Wales or in Goulburn where we live, the distributor for us is Essential Energy. So in order to get your system approved, we will contact Essential Energy with a few calculations and diagrams seeking their approval to connect your desired solar system to the grid. This process can take a couple of days. Once we have your approval, we will then proceed to order your stock. Once your stock is in, our operations manager will contact you to arrange installation. Most of our residential installations take 1 day. Commercial installations or large residential installations do take longer. Following installation, once your system is commissioned and installed, we will contact you the following day. We will arrange for your electricity meter to be programmed for solar through your retailer. We'll see if you have any extra questions, and we'll make sure that your monitoring is set up and connected. And from that point, we're available. So we're here, we're local, and if somebody has any extra questions, they can come into the shop, have a chat one-on-one.
Hello, I'm Stephen Harton. We had a solar system installed by Goulburn Solar about 12 months ago. Well, my wife and I originally were looking around for something that we could do in terms of the state of the world and the cost of energy, and we thought we might like to get a solar system. And we found that when we talked to people, they said that Goulburn Solar were great for both small and big jobs, and that they had the quality products that we were looking for. In doing the research, we wanted Maxion panels and we wanted a Tesla battery system, and that's what they were able to supply to us at a good cost. Come to think of it, we've had blackouts and we didn't even know they occurred, which is one of the great advantages that we've actually found in having the solar system installed. The Goulburn Solar were very conscious of suiting our individual needs, and we found they were very thorough in that process and in explaining to us the number of options that were available to us. Yeah, so as far as we could see, there's more than a saving of a couple of $1,000s over that period, and you actually get that in a daily reading from the apps that are installed to monitor the system. And so we've been extremely pleased with that as a result. Overall, we'd recommend Goulburn Solar to anybody, and the process of having solar installed, it's great for the environment. So Goulburn Solar, I would recommend to anybody. We truly do believe that it's a great day for solar.
I'm an electrician at Goulburn Solar. My day-to-day generally looks like working in switchboards, installing inverters, running cabling from the inverter up to the roof, installing metering and bits and pieces like that. One thing I like about the solar industry is on a local scale and globally it pushes everybody to a greener, cleaner future. One thing I like about working at Goulburn Solar is particularly the very friendly, family-focused team environment. Everybody gets along, yeah, very friendly. Everybody should have it, I believe. It's gonna help everybody, lower their power bills and, as I said before, make a greener future for, the kids to come.
Mark Collins, and I'm off-grid, have been for many years. Back in 1991, I put the house here after the land had been subdivided, and I made it work with solar and wind power. Locals would sometimes come past and sort of jokingly complain that they drove past and saw the lights on in the house. And I'd say, well, what's the problem with that? And they said, well, we've been in a blackout for 3 or 4 days. Recently I updated primarily because one of the people who I'd originally bought from, Tony Egan, who I then realised was working with Goulburn Solar. So I took his advice and thought, well, now's the time to bite the bullet and go to modern technology. Years ago, you'd have to watch the batteries and go in there with the lead acid and top the water up and check them, and then one would boil dry or there'd be problems. So now it is just super easy. You could almost describe it as idiot-proof. My current system is 10 kilowatts, and from now on I can now run electric toasters, electric kettles, induction cooktops. I'll eventually get in a air conditioner. I'll be also looking at heat pumps for the future. So I can now basically run anything that anyone else in the house around here. The only limitation would be if you wanted to do electric welding, but I think with the system now I could even do that if need be. Too many people I have seen, even locally, who have used fly-by-night mobs from Sydney and other locations, and they are always talking about, oh, it's not showing enough power, this is a problem. Whereas with Goulburn Solar, in the teething problems when we first put it in, they're out here straight away and resolving the problems. And if not, I can just ring them up and then we do it remotely. It's a company that you would highly recommend for peace of mind. Installation was interesting because the guys arrived and I had to go away that day. They just arrived, started work, were polite, easygoing, had everything in place. And then when I came back the next day, everything was done. And even on the boards, there was the diagrams about how to turn it on, turn it off. Everything was there, and it was like if somebody had walked in, never knew the place, and wanted to turn the power off in an emergency or something else, it was there. So that really surprised me. I thought, yes, it's neat, it's tidy. I think off-grid, in a rural environment, for new people coming to the country areas, it's the only way to go.
So within Goulburn Solar, I'm responsible for a lot of our direction, helping guide the team the way that we want quality to be maintained, to be looking for new products to install, looking for opportunities that are going to help our clients and allow us to keep growing our network across the region. Something that we believed in from day one, which was really exciting for us to be able to build a business around that. It's been even more exciting for us to be involved in so many different projects over the years, as well as start now expanding our network. In 2017, we started Barrel Solar. About 2 years ago, we started Naruma Solar, and we've got quite a few more that are starting to expand out now with local expertise in those areas as well, which is really, really great.
So I'm Josh. I used to live in Goulburn about 2 years ago. I was the operations manager for Goulburn Solar, but now I decided to move away 2 years ago and we started another branch down the coast. It's called Naruma Solar. The benefits being part of Global Solar Brokers is it's a very family orientated business, which is very nice, it's very close. We all went to school together, we know each other very well, but just the vision that Global Solar Brokers has is one of the main things that stands out to me. Not only do we want to be quality installers, but we also want to be, our clients are our friends, essentially. They're our family. Our systems are quoted to pay themselves off in 5 to 7 years, generally. So then after 5 to 7 years, you essentially paid your system off, and now you have reduced bills until the lifetime of that system, which should be 20 to 25 years. So the reason we choose the premium gear is that it's been proven to test and to outweigh the cheaper stuff. So when installing solar, it's a massive investment, so you want to make it last as long as possible. The cheap stuff tends to last 5 years, and then you've got to be up for a whole new system again, which just doesn't make sense. So we choose the premium gear because it's tested and it's proven to be the high quality products in the market, and it will save you the most money out of everything else.
My name is Hami. My solar system is 12 kilowatts. The reason I choose this size system, which is considered big system, is to give us good solar on winter, and also help us to be prepared for battery in the future, also EV chargers, and those things would be kind of future-proof. So they are the best in the market. SunPower panels are very high quality with a very good efficiency. Franius is an Australian inverter, very good quality, and just give us a peace of mind, which is going to have a very good quality inverter. So in summer, we were always credited, was positive, and in winter, those credit on the summer help us to reduce our bill. In winter also, I do monitor my system through SolarWeb portal, which is a portal from Franius company. It helps me a lot to manage my load, to shift my electricity to when there is most solar available. And basically, I'm one of those people who likes to monitor the system and see what's going on.
I'm Josh Tracy, currently leading hand here at Goulburn Solar of the operations crew. Started late 2019. Fully CEC accredited for house solar installation and also residential battery installation. On this job we've got 18 SunPower P6 panels going up and a Franius 5 kilowatt Gen 24 inverter. SunPower panels are always great to install, and the Franius inverters are bulletproof. They're a fantastic bit of equipment. Usually we'd allow half a day or so. It's mostly, we get the battery stack, install the battery stack next to the inverter. There's some short cabling and stuff that's got to be installed. Apart from that, it's just programming. Hook it all up to the net and away we go. One of the big things we look for when we get to site, very first thing is access. So as you can see here, we've got the ladder set up at the front, with some edge protection. The boys are up there on harnesses. Safety's our #1 priority. A full install obviously depends on a number of factors. The installation surface type, roof pitch, how big of a crew we've got, how big the system is. Is it AC like M-phase, or is it DC string? Are we installing batteries? General rule of thumb, we'll always try and work within a day, unless it's a really big off-grid system or a massive residential system, we'll split it up over 2 days, but generally we work for a day. It's a pretty feel-good industry. You know, we're doing our part to reduce the effects of power production on the environment and helping to make people a little bit more self-sufficient.
Goulburn Solar has over 10 years of commercial solar experience. We are renowned as one of the highest quality commercial installation companies. We're showcasing one of our latest commercial installations, which is a 200 kilowatt solar system here installed at the Goulburn Soldiers Club. We were really excited to be selected for this project. As a local company, it's really important for us to be involved in our community, and we were very proud to win the tender for this job. This solar system will be expected to run for the next 25 years comfortably, with some minor maintenance here and there. Our solar panel warranties on this job are 25 years of performance as well as manufacturing, and that's one of the reasons why we use SunPower. With a proven track record, they are the industry leader when it comes to panel efficiency and longevity. Behind me here we have our Fronius inverters, and in this particular case the Fronius Toro. The Fronius Toro is our inverter of choice for commercial installations. Fronius has a proven track record of excellence within the industry, and Goulburn Solar has had a fantastic relationship with Fronius for many years. Up on the roof we have over 400 SunPower bifacial 500 watt solar panels. Let's talk about some of the environmental benefits. Every year, this solar system will offset over 100,000 kilograms of coal that's avoiding being burnt through the use of this system. It also equates to over 5,500 trees every year being planted. And if we looked at travel, it will offset over 90,000 litres of petrol. It's a phenomenal step forward in reducing the club's greenhouse emissions. Commercial solar just makes sense. It has great ROI and fantastic benefits from the company on both the cash flow level and doing something good for the environment. If you are looking for commercial solar, you need to look no further than Goulburn Solar.
Solar panels do need cleaning. It's recommended to keep them cleaned at least once a year because unfortunately the rain doesn't do a whole lot of getting rid of those nasty bird droppings and dirt contaminants. Depending on the size of the system, can be anywhere from an hour to 3+ hours if you have a lot of panels up there. So it gives you increased performance, better efficiency and a longer lifespan overall.
Thanks for joining us today. I really hope that you've enjoyed getting a bit of an insight into what we do here at Goulburn Solar. If you need to know more information, you know where to find us. Come and check us out on Hume Street at the showroom. We look forward to seeing you soon.
It's a great day for solar!